because I was in such a bad way and there was so much to deal with, it was pretty intense because I didn't know what to expect as well. It was really, this whole thing was very new to me. So, and it took me a little while to understand all the body work and like how it all combine the two. And because I was so closed off as well, that it took a while to unlock a lot of what was going on in my body as well. So yeah, it was just a learning curve for me, as well as, you know, having a process. There was a lot of chemicals floating around in my body that I didn't quite understand. And it was a strange in a way. I felt like I had no control over what was going on there. And I felt like I just had to just sit through it and let it process. Now my body reactions are very different. A lot of that intense energy has left my system. So it's not, I mean, I do sometimes have obviously similar reactions, but they're definitely not as potent as they used to be. Nowadays I can go to a session and then plan to do stuff afterwards, which before just wasn't the case. Yeah, my family and a fair few of my friends have said just the change in the last even 6 months has been huge. So they definitely see that, and just from not only the way I interact and the way I even just sort of sit in a chair, but it's the actions I have as well. Like some things I would never have done before, I am doing now. I'm in a place now where I can start doing them. Like, I was so afraid with the diabetes of doing any form of exercise because it becomes there's a real balance of that having to, and it's actually, before it was just too stressful for me to handle that. Now, I mean, after years I started playing tennis again, which I used to love doing, but I just didn't do for about 6-7 years now. And that's because of the sessions that I've been able to do that. And just things like now, even in social, I wouldn't before have gone to any sort of social gatherings where there are a lot of people, because I would just be very outside my comfort zone. But I went to a party literally about 2 days ago where there were a lot of people, and it was all just great. It worked out really well, and if you will, I worked the room, so which I would never have done before. We've really started delving a lot quite deeply into things that have happened in the past. More recently, this hasn't been quite as much before, but now we're getting to a lot of the roots of things. And yeah, I've noticed that now, since we've been doing that, the reactions within my body have been changing, and some of them have gotten more intense of late because of how deep we've been going, and which is, I haven't had that for a while, so it's actually been kind of strange to have it come back again. But it just shows that my capacity, that I'm still able to really cope with it now, and it doesn't completely overwhelm me like it would have before. I guess I just see it now that I've got like I say, like, because I feel like a lot of the poison is gone, there's just a lot more space, and for me to be able to process them, understand them, and react accordingly, and not in a sort of like a reflex or a protective way like I would have before, in a quite a logical manner actually, as well as emotional. It's a lot, like I say, yeah, because there's that space, it kind of goes in and spreads out a bit more as opposed to bundles up into one big ball. Before, because I was also bullied at school, I didn't really ever have any friends. Like, I was very lonely, and even of late I felt for a long time I felt neglected by people, and again, very isolated. I don't really have much of a social circle now still, but I would always feel like, because I was kind of desperate for that at one point, I've always thought I need to do as much as I can to impress everybody and you know, be what they want me to be so that I'm accepted. And with one thing that has happened with this therapy is that I genuinely feel now, like, if I feel like now I make an effort with somebody and they don't respond the way I would like, I think, you know what, well, they're not really worth my time. I'm worth more than that. Why am I going to keep chasing them? If they want to come to me, I'm here. They can come to me, fine. But I'm not going to keep chasing you and be a doormat for everyone. So that, and my interaction with people has changed. It before, like, I would be afraid of confrontation, and even if it was something I felt wrong, then I would just kind of take it because I was too afraid to respond. And now it's kind of gone the other way, where I'm probably a bit too aggressive sometimes, but I recognize it, and I'm able to some extent control it as well. It's not sort of like, it's just, I don't, you know, explode or anything like that. But yeah, I've very much worked on that. I would never have dreamt of having a relationship with a woman before because I was so closed off and afraid. And even now, it's not quite as easy for me as it is for a lot of my peers and family, but I'm trying. And I'm getting more confident on that front. I actually feel like this therapy could work for absolutely anyone. And I mean, literally, no matter what your problem. Because if you think about it this way, there's a lock inside that everyone has. No matter what you've been through or how bad things are for you, it's just about finding the key. And that's what this process will do. It will just be about finding that key. And I think it would work, like I say, no matter what that problem is. It will. Because I've had, I felt like I've had so many... a lot of people I know have a few issues, but I feel like I've got pretty much a combination of about 10 different people's issues in one body. That's how I feel. And if it can work for me, I feel like it can work for pretty much anyone. That's how I've seen it from my personal point of view.